At MaxConnect, as we've tried to grow and expand aggressively these last several years, our focus has been making intentional, big and bold moves. Our strategy has been to think wide and act smart. So to take off the blinders, to think big picture, to say, where are opportunities in the market? So investing and scaling in incredible talent. Now our revenues and who we are and the fact that we've been in business, over a decade, maybe doesn't constitute a startup, but the startup mentality allows us to be agile, it allows us to be nimble, and to be able to think differently. And I think that's contributed to our ability to grow.
I think some of the strategies that we've used to help us grow faster, one is taking really good care of our customers and our clients. What we find is that our clients move around to different companies often. And so they end up becoming our sales team, for us, or an extension of our sales team, because they move to a new company, they don't have our products, and they tell their company that they need it. And so, if we take really good care of people, they'll introduce us, and when they move, because about 33% of our clients move each year, companies. So that's been a big strategy and very helpful to us.
So one of the ways that we foster a growth-minded culture at BCI is by being driven by our purpose, which is to create high-value opportunities and thriving communities where we live, where we work. And the culture is really the basis of the entire business, what it looks like, what it feels like, how we engage with our clients, how we interact as a team, right? So one of the innovations that has significantly contributed to our success recently is our Wallmaster initiative. The Wallmaster 300 system is taking us into markets, aerospace, and e-commerce that we had never had before.
Yeah, some of the strategies and decisions that we've made that have really contributed to our growth has been a specific focus on our members. We're a member-owned, not-for-profit cooperative, and so our focus is 100% on how we can enrich and make their lives better. For us, as we continue to focus on that and the development of our team, that's really what's enabled us to grow. I've been here for over 20 years, and one of the things I've most admired about our organization is our goals have not changed. And you might look at that and say, that's crazy. But our number one goal of serving our members has been the center and focus of everything we do. And because of that, as I look forward to moving forward within the organization, I know that focus won't change. And we're going to continue to make sure that we're providing value and helping them to improve their lives.
I think the strategy that's contributed to our rapid growth the most is we try to be the neighborhood pest nerd. We're the friendly face in your community that shows up to your house to take care of your bug problems. People don't scale like a spreadsheet. It's really easy to model out beautiful numbers over a 5-year plan, but at the end of the day, we all have lives outside of the 4 walls of our office. And so when they feel taken care of and when you care about them as an individual, they're really committed to you and doing a good job, and that has a compounding effect.
So our rapid growth, I think, is really by the value we drive to our customers. We were able to really help them with profitability. We can often double the profitability of a restaurant, and we do that through a couple of different methods. We've embraced all the modern AI tools, machine learning, to build a sales forecast of exactly what they're going to sell. So we help them order exactly the right items at the right time, so they're not floating too much inventory, so they have exactly what they need. We help them schedule the right people at the right time so they keep their labor and food costs down, and then prepare that food and have it ready for their guests as they come in. And so we drive visibility into all aspects of their inventory and their labor. And if you can really tweak those, you can really make a restaurant a lot more profitable. It's just about visibility into the operations of their own brand.
Turner Imaging Systems develops X-ray equipment that's highly portable, that provides improved access and efficiency for healthcare. Healthcare is too expensive, so there's market forces that drive the growth, but also we have an amazing team. I also have to give a shout out to the SBIR program and government programs that fund R&D. So, the growth is multifaceted. The Utah business environment's growing very quickly. Everybody knows this. Apex Accelerator has been very helpful for us, and the Governor's Office of Economic Opportunity is always helpful for us writing grants. So, Utah's a great place to do business, and happy to be here.
I think there are certainly some leadership qualities that remain pretty consistent. Great communication, establishing a vision and living that vision, really helping to drive your organization towards execution, I think is very important. Servant leadership is really about turning that organizational structure upside down so that you have the customers at the top and the CEO is at the bottom. And so each leader is really supporting. You're not their boss, you're actually supporting them from a leadership standpoint. And so that became very critical as we think about, again, that empowerment is to really instill that right type of support mechanism in place for them to be able to thrive and have some of that accountability while still being able to be nimble and be able to achieve the growth goals that we had.
I think our rapid growth has primarily been driven by our flexible organizational structure. Real estate is a capital-intensive business, so we've worked hard to not only have a acquisition side or a capital-intensive side, but capital-light strategies as well. So third-party management, bridge lending, and other vehicles where we can grow regardless of the macro environment we find ourselves in. I think for us, the biggest challenge is as we've grown, how do we maintain that small company feel and our unique company culture? As we've gone from a small organization here in Salt Lake City to a national organization with over 8,000 employees in 43 states, we've really worked hard on trying to make the company feel small, try to make the organization feel flat, and really focus on communicating so that everybody's rowing in the same direction.
As far as relates to advice for businesses and rapid growth, I've had the fortune to work with many businesses that have grown 10x, 20x in a given year. And we used to coin this phrase that a day is a week is a year is a decade, because that's how fast things feel when you're in that hyper growth mode. And the biggest, I guess, takeaway from those experiences is, number one, keep things simple, right? Keep your eye on the prize, what matters most. And the third thing is to have a clear plan. Sometimes we get so caught up in the busyness of the growth that we forget to have a clear plan, and we're using our energies in a very inefficient way.